Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday. It's early and sitting in the study today. And before we get the kids going, appreciate you joining us on this Monday morning. What a great day we had yesterday at Harvest Church. I want to just kind of say that as people are hopping on today. Great day at Harvest Church, and I'm thankful for the goodness of God and all that God's doing at the church. Let's go to the passage of Matthew chapter 11, and the passage reads, "Come to me, all you who are heavy or who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That's Matthew 11 and verse 28. Once upon a time, there lived a wise and righteous king who cared deeply for his people. In order to ensure that his kingdom prospered, the king summoned one of his servants, gave him this decree: "Go and stand at the door of the palace. If someone comes and asks to see me, open the door and allow them in so that I may speak with them." And so the servant went and did as the king commanded. People came from far and wide to see the king. Some were rich, some were great scholars, others were from noble families. And when they asked to see the king, the doorman gave them entry. And then one day, a poor beggar came to the palace door and asked to see the king. The doorman looked him over and frowned. The beggar's clothes were dirty and torn. He wore no shoes and was unpleasant to look at. "Surely my king would not wish to meet with such a man as this," he said, and turned the beggar away. Soon the doorman began turning others away, people he deemed too poor or too sick or too strange. And when the king discovered what was being done, he summoned the doorman to him. "Why have you been turning people away from the palace?" the king demanded, and he was angry. The doorman was surprised and replied meekly, "My king, I was only performing the duty that you gave me." To which the king replied, "Your duty was to open the door for those who would see me, not decide if they were worthy to do so." It is unfortunate when we behave like the doorman in the story. We style ourselves the watchman on the wall. And if we see someone who doesn't quite fit our definition of worthy, we slam the door in his or her face. But God's grace is not ours to give away, and true forgiveness belongs to Christ alone. Our job is to open the door that leads to Christ through prayer, through friendship, and through service. Remember, we all stand on equal footing at the door of Christ's mercy. So I ask us today, it's a very serious question, a somber moment on the Monday Manna, this November 9th. Have you been turning away people who are looking for God? Or have you been lighting the way to the narrow path? I want you to take some time to think about this today. It's very important that we really search ourselves. Am I doing everything that I can to win the lost, to bring them to Christ? If we're not careful, I talked about it yesterday at Harvest Church, if we're not careful, we'll let our political opinions become more important than the gospel. Or we'll let our allegiance to our nation be greater than our allegiance to our God. We've got to be careful that we are handling everything in a Christian manner. I don't want to push people away because of my personal opinions that in the end of the day may not amount to a hill of beans. But at the same time, I can still stand for my convictions and do it in such a way that I don't lose friendships and that I don't lose a chance to win a soul. I appreciate you joining me today. I know it's short and sweet. It's early. I've got a few things I got to get done today, and looking forward to a great week. Join Brother Justin and Sister Shayla tomorrow night for the Children's Church Online. Wednesday night, we're doing Simon Peter, Saint and Sinner, Lesson 3. We're going to talk about how that he was a fisherman. We're going to start there and do a little bit with the Wednesday night Bible study. Thursday night, Throwback Thursdays at 7, and then First Lady Friday evening at 7:30. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great Friday, or hope you have a great Monday. I'm already getting us to the weekend. Look at there. Hope you have a great Monday, folks. Enjoy what God has given you, and look ahead, because the greatest days of the church are just ahead. There's new folks to be won. There's new people that are going to come into the church because you're going to shine the light of the gospel of truth that Jesus has given you. Thanks for being with me this morning. Have a great rest of your week, folks.